Hi boys and girls, and welcome to music. I'm so sorry and so sad that I'm not able to be with you on our very first music class. I won't be here tomorrow either, so that means the next time you'll see me in cohort A will be Monday of next week. When you see me next week, we're going to be having music classes in the music classroom, so that's something to look forward to. Today in our music lesson, we're going to do a couple of different things. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Then we're going to talk about what music will be like in Cycle 3. And lastly, we're going to explore a really cool music computer program together. And if you have any time left over after watching this video, you're going to get to explore the program yourself. So this is a picture of me without my mask, and this is a picture of what I'll look like in the classroom with my mask. I have two children who go to school right here at West Vine. My daughter May is in kindergarten, and my son Jack is in 3rd grade. You already know that I love to make music. I love to sing, I play piano, I play a little bit of guitar and some ukulele, and when I'm not at school, I like to play tennis, and when it's warm out, I like to go to the beach. So now you've learned a little bit about me, and I can't wait to learn more about you. So let's talk about what music is going to be like in Cycle 3. Some things in music are really different this year. The first big difference is that we're not allowed to sing in the music classroom. Remember, we're being really careful about germs this year, and singing actually spreads more germs than talking. It's also not very comfortable to sing while you have a mask on. So that's the biggest difference this year. Another difference is that we can't share any materials in the music classroom. So we are going to get to use some classroom instruments, and I'm very careful about sanitizing everything that someone touches. But you won't be able to switch instruments or share instruments the way we have in the past. So next week, when you start coming to the music classroom, you're going to bring your yoga mat with you every day. We don't have chairs in the music classroom anymore, so you're going to need your mat so that you can comfortably sit on the floor. You're going to line up in the hallway with your teacher when it's your music time and wait for me to invite you into the classroom. When I do, each of you are going to choose a sticker on the floor where you're going to put your yoga mat down. When I'm there next week, I'm going to teach you our special way of lining up in the music classroom. It's really organized and kind of fun. It's almost like freeze dance. Okay, so today we're going to explore a super cool computer program called Chrome Music Lab. If you were doing distance learning with me last year, you might remember this. I showed you Chrome Music Lab as our very first online assignment in March of last year. So if you don't remember it though, that's okay. I'm going to go over everything again. Now, before I tell you anything else about the program or before we work on it together, your job right now is to pick a song that you might want to recreate in Chrome Music Lab. I would pick something simple. Now, when you get better at the program, you can pick something more complicated, like a song from the radio. But for now, I think you should just stick to something really simple and something that you know very well. I'm going to use the song Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star because I know that all of us will recognize that. So you can copy me and do Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star as well, but that might be a little too easy for you. I want you to have a good challenge. It might be easy because after watching me create it, you might just copy me, and that might be too easy. But it could also be a good way to get started. So if you want to do that, that's okay. But I'm going to give you a couple other choices of songs that you might want to use that we all probably recognize. So let's see. One good choice would be Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Or a little bit harder, you could try Our School Song. Or somewhere in the middle of those two would be Happy Birthday. So these are examples of songs that we all know and would be easy to do on Chrome Music Lab. I'm going to give you about 1 or 1.5 minutes to think about a song that you might want to use. I'm going to give you some background music, and what I'd actually like you to do is just rest while you listen to the music and think about something you might want to create. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at Chrome Music Lab together. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you what the program looks like. I'm going to show you how to use it if you want to try it at home. And this should also give you good directions if you end up with extra time after this video and you want to explore the program by yourself. So give me a moment and I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so hopefully now you can see my screen and you can see Chrome Music Lab. So you can see that there are a whole bunch of different boxes and different pictures that you can click on. These are really fun things to play with when you're at home. You can see there are even more down here. We don't have time to talk about all of these today, and the one I want to share with you is the smiley face. It's called Song Maker. So you see when I move my cursor, it shows me the title of the program. So I'm going to go back to the smiley face where it says Song Maker, and I'm going to click there. When Song Maker opens up, you should see a picture like this. It kind of looks like graph paper, if you've ever used graph paper before in math. What's really cool about this program is that it's super organized and really easy to use. So I'm going to show you a couple quick things. I'll turn my volume up a little bit and just kind of explore. And you can watch me explore. And then when you open the program yourself, you can do the very same thing. So what happens when I click a box is that I see a color and I hear a sound. Let me do that again. Let me try a different box. So there I tried a whole bunch of different sounds, okay? Now you notice as the block gets higher, so does the note. Now when you have colors stacked on top of each other like this, when you actually play the song that you make, all of those notes are going to play at the very same time. So if it's on top of each other, the two notes will play at the same time. I'm going to do it again over here. And I'll show you what that sounds like. You might think it looks cool, and it does, but when you play all of these notes that are right next to each other at the same time, in music it actually doesn't sound very beautiful. But I want to show you so that you kind of know what to expect. So do you hear what that sounds like? I don't like that sound, so I'm going to get rid of those. Oops. Now my kindergarten friends are going to be really lucky because you guys have touch screens, and that's going to make this program a little bit easier. All right, so now you know what happens when you click a box. And now you know what happens when you click boxes that are right on top of each other. So let's see what happens when you hit notes that are not right on top of each other. Now, this is how you want to make a song. You want your notes to go sideways, not up and down. This means that all of these red notes are not going to play at the same time. Let's listen to my song. That's a little boring, but at least you get to see what happens when you put notes side by side instead of putting them on top of each other. Now, I left a little space in between each one of these notes. See, I'm circling the space right here. I wonder what would happen if I filled them in. Let's hear how the song is different. All right, so I'm going to get rid of those. And now I'm going to try to make Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. The red note is a good note to start on. That doesn't mean you have to, but I'm just giving you a little tip. It's a good place to start. So I'm going to go. Now when I sing the song, I know, twinkle, twinkle. I know there's a big jump between the first two notes and the second two notes. No, not high enough. Now, of course, it's going to be a little bit faster for me, right? Because I'm used to playing with the program, and I'm also a music teacher, so it's kind of easy for me to figure out the melody of a song. This should take you longer, okay? Now, I'm going to play my song, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and you tell me, listen, and see if I did it correctly. Does it sound good? I think the melody is correct. What I don't like about my song is that it feels really, really, really fast. I don't want Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star to be this fast. I know Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is a nursery rhyme, and it's a lullaby, so it should be slow. So if you want to change how fast or slow your song is, you're going to come down here to the spot that says tempo. And you can see this sliding scale right here. So I'm going to take the dot, and I'm going to slide it down to make it slower. I'm going to make it 60. What 60 means is that there are 60 beats per minute. So every beat is going to last 1 second. Let's see if this makes it better. Ah, yes, I think that sounds a lot better for Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Put your thumb in the air if you agree. Now, when you're making your song, you get to choose what sounds good to you. You don't have to make it slow. You don't have to make it fast. You get to pick the tempo that you like. Now, the other things I want to show you are these buttons down here. See, I'm circling one that says marimba. And if you have ever played instruments before, or been in the music classroom, or you've probably seen these instruments other places as well, you could say that that looks like an instrument called a xylophone. So a marimba is actually just a really big xylophone. Now, when I click that, it's going to change. Now you see a picture of a piano, and here it says the word piano. That means when I play my song now, it's going to sound like a piano instead of a xylophone. Can change it even again. Now it says strings. String instruments are things like violins, violas, cellos, double basses, ukuleles, guitars. So let's see how that sounds. Pretty cool. Another instrument choice would be the woodwinds. This right here is a picture of a flute. Woodwind instruments are things like flutes, piccolos, clarinets, and saxophones. Let's hear how the woodwinds sound. Oops, let me go back. was definitely a clarinet. I'm going to touch it one more time, and this says synth. What that means is that it's computer-generated sounds, like a synthesizer. So I'm going to pick the one that I think sounds the most soothing, because like we said, we know Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star is a nursery rhyme and a lullaby. So I'm going to stick with the marimba sound because I think that sounds really relaxing and soothing. Now remember, when you're making a song, you get to choose. What sounds the best to you? What musical sounds do you like the most? All right, so now I've got my tempo and I've got my instrument picked out. But I see this right here. It says electronic, and it looks kind of like a picture of a computer keyboard. So this one is really cool. This one controls the percussion sounds that you can add to your song. These sounds are going to be down here in the two lines that have big dots and small dots. So first I'm going to click on a couple of the big dots. Now I've added a steady beat to my song. I'm going to play that for you so you can hear how my melody sounds with my percussion sounds. Pretty cool, huh? Now let's see how we can change that. Ooh, this is the wood block. Let's see how the wood block sounds different. Pretty cool. Ooh, a drum kit. Let's see how that sounds. That one sounds just like the first sound of a snare drum. Oh, a conga drum. Very cool. Anything else? Ooh, the electronic sounds back again. That's the first one that we saw. All right, so I'm going to stop it there. And what I'm going to do to show you the sounds on the second row is that I'm going to put them on the little dots. So we can tell the difference between the big dots and the little dots. This is like beat 1 and this is beat 2. Because remember, if we put them right on top of one another in the same column, we're going to hear the sounds at the same time. That wouldn't make it easy for us to tell the difference. Let's hear how this sounds. Pretty cool, huh? So this is just sort of the beginning of Chrome Music Lab's Song Maker. So I'm going to show you a way to actually save and share what you created, but you don't have to. This is just in case you work on something and you really love it and you want to save it, okay? So over here, you're going to see the button that says save, and there's a check mark right there. So if I click that, it's going to say your song is saved at this link, okay? So if I wanted to save it, I would say copy link, all right? But then you can't just copy it. You have to actually paste the link somewhere. So you could do a couple of different things. You could open a new tab on your computer. See, I'm up here. Could open a new tab. I could go to the browser and I could click paste. And there's my song. So I'm going to say enter or return and check it out. There is my song again. So here's my original where I was copying the link. And here's the new tab I opened. And you can see they look exactly the same. I know this is a lot of information, so you do not have to save your link or share your link. It's just in case you want to, okay? All right, my friends, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen and come back to you and just tell you how excited I am that you're going to be able to use Chrome Music Lab today. I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And now I want you to think back to the song that you picked out in the beginning. Now that you've seen Chrome Music Lab, try to think if you can make that song. If it's too hard or you think it might not be a good choice, you can change your mind, of course. All right, so what I'm going to ask you to do now is to actually get your Chromebook, open it up, go to our classroom. If you're in kindergarten, first or second grade, that's our Seesaw classroom in music. Or if you're in grades 3 through 5, that's going to be our music Google classroom. So you're going to find this as an assignment in Seesaw, or in Google Classroom, you're going to find this as a classroom material. So you're going to look under the Materials tab. There will be a link there for you to open Chrome Music Lab. After you open the link, you're going to go to Song Maker. Remember, that's the icon with the smiley face. Put your headphones on and explore the program. Make a song or just play around and explore. If you want to share it with me, you can add it as a class comment, or on Seesaw, you can respond to the activity. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. I would love to hear the songs that you created. All right, boys and girls, I will send you another lesson to do in your classroom tomorrow, and I will see you in school next week. I hope you have fun. Okay, sorry, just one more thing. I just realized another thing that you can do if you end up with extra time today is that you could make your song with your headphones on your own Chromebook, but then when you guys are done, if you wanted to share them with your class, all you would have to do is unplug your headphones and push play on your song. Now, people don't need to see your song on the computer, but they might love to listen to it. So you could just play it right there at your desk and everyone could listen. This is just another idea if you guys end up with extra time or you make your songs really quickly. All right, one more time, I'm going to say goodbye, and I hope you have fun playing with Chrome Music Lab, and I can't wait to see all of you next week.